Let me be very clear about something right from the jump. There are people in this world who wake up in the morning and the first thing on their mind, the very first thought that crosses their brain before coffee, before breakfast, before anything, is how to take a shot at Shedeur Sanders. Not a shot with receipts, not a shot with breaking news, not a shot with something that actually matters to anybody on this planet. No, what they reach for is a traffic stop. A traffic stop from a year ago. A body cam video that has been sitting in some archive collecting digital dust for 12 months. And somebody, somewhere, in what I can only describe as the slowest news day in recorded human history, decided that was the moment. That was the story. That was what the world needed to see. And you know what? Shedeur Sanders saw it too. And he said exactly what needed to be said. Let's talk about what actually happened here, because this situation deserves to be unpacked layer by layer, because there is more going on beneath the surface than a simple traffic stop video. There is a pattern, there is a narrative, and there is a young man who keeps having to navigate attacks that have absolutely nothing to do with his football ability, his preparation, or his future in this league. Here is the foundation of the story. Body cam footage surfaced, and I want you to really hear this word, fist. It did not break. It was not uncovered as part of some investigation. It was not a whistleblower dropping files. Somebody went into the archives. Somebody dug backwards. Somebody made a deliberate choice to find footage of Shedeur Sanders getting pulled over for speeding, and then they packaged it up and put it on the internet as if it were news, as if it were relevant, as if it were something the public had a right to be alarmed about in the spring of a new NFL season with a young quarterback preparing for training camp. Think about the energy it takes to do that. Think about the intentionality required. This was not an accident. This was not a story that fell into somebody's lap. This was a choice. Somebody sat down and said, let me find something on this kid. And the best they could come up with, the absolute ceiling of what they were able to produce, were a
Affirm, it's out of Colorado. How you doing? 101. Got you 101 miles an hour. Do you have your license proof insurance on you? Yeah, I got her at 92.
One thing.
Yeah, what's in there? License or? I don't need registration. I just need license proof insurance. What's your social security number?
Ask the manager.
Sanders, are you do you have a Ohio driver's license? Yeah. Okay, what's your first name? Shedeur. Do you have a Colorado driver's license? All right. All right, hang tight. I'll be back in a minute.
What are you doing on this side?
It's just my partner. Just back up. He's not doing anything. Oh, I'm gonna cut you a break. I'm not gonna give her a ticket. Like I said, I got her at 92, but 101. I got a dash cam and stuff, man. Like.
I don't remember that, but I'll take your word.
Okay. All right. I appreciate it. It is going to be waiverable, okay? Your state where you're at has an agreement with Ohio that if you don't take care of the ticket, they will suspend your Mississippi license, okay? So there's a phone number and all that on the back. If you just want to sign here by the X, it's just stating that you're going to take care of the citation. If you don't, they can suspend your license, okay? Yeah, just pay it or call it. Call the number on the back. All right, man, appreciate it. How fast do you think you're going if you don't think you're at 101? Because I know this truck supercharged, it will do it.
Yeah, I'm trying to be funny.
Oh, you gave it to me a little late. Who's it from?
Is that from Boykin?
Can't read it. I don't know who that is. You already wrote it, man. You got to give that to me before. I'm going to give your girl a break, okay? I'm colorblind. Okay, the phone number, address is on the back here, okay? I'm gonna go up, give her license back, and then when I come back, then pull out and be safe here, okay?
What's a year-old body cam clip of a traffic stop where, by all accounts, Shedeur Sanders handled himself like a complete professional. And that is the kicker. That is the part that makes this whole situation almost laughable, if it were not so telling. The video, the footage that was supposed to be damaging, the body cam clip that someone decided needed to be resurrected from the archives and presented to the world, it showed Shedeur Sanders being respectful, honest, cooperative. The description that accompanied the post said, and I want you to hear these words clearly, that he was polite and that you could tell he had phenomenal parents. That is what they found. That is what they surfaced. A video that, in attempting to embarrass a man, accidentally became a character reference. Now, at this point, you might be asking yourself, why does any of this matter? It was a traffic stop. He was speeding. He got pulled over. These things happen. The answer is because of what happens next. Because of the choice Shedeur Sanders made when he saw this video circulating, because of the way he responded, and because of what his response tells us about who he is as a person operating under a microscope that very few athletes in this country have had pointed at them this intensely, this early in their career. Shedeur went directly to the comments. He did not issue a press release. He did not go through a publicist. He did not give a lengthy interview where he expressed how hurt he was or how disappointed he felt. He read the room, he assessed the situation, and he delivered 3 words that cut straight to the heart of it. Slow day in the office? That was it. That was the response. Clean, sharp, unbothered, the kind of response that tells you more about a person's emotional intelligence than any interview ever could. He looked at the person who dug up this clip, looked at the narrative they were trying to construct, and essentially said, is this the best you've got? Because that is the only honest interpretation of what he was communicating. He was not defensive. He was not angry. He was not rattled. He assessed the moment for exactly what it was. We slow news day dressed up as accountability journalism, and he responded accordingly with the same calm that, by the way, the body cam footage reportedly showed him displaying when he was actually pulled over in the first place. There is a consistency there. There is a composure there that tells a real story. And let us be real about the speed here. 41 miles per hour over the speed limit. That is significant. Nobody is here to pretend that is not a real number. That is not a small infraction. That is not someone rolling through a stop sign. That is real speed, and it is real recklessness on public roads. And there is no responsible conversation about this that does not acknowledge that he should not have been going that fast. Full stop. No asterisks. No qualifiers. That is the honest take. But, and this is a very important but, the moment happened a year ago. It was handled. He was pulled over. The officers addressed it. Cleveland, by the way, is apparently not playing games with the speed limits because it is not just Shedeur getting pulled over out there. Myles Garrett, one of the most dominant defensive players in all of professional football, a man who is as recognizable in that city as anyone alive, got pulled over out there too. So when we say Cleveland law enforcement is not giving out passes for being a star, that appears to be factually accurate. They are not impressed by the jersey numbers. They are writing tickets regardless of whose name is on the back. So the incident happened, it was resolved, and 12 months passed. 12 months of Shedeur Sanders doing the work, 12 months of showing up, 12 months of preparation and development, and stepping into one of the most scrutinized quarterback situations in recent NFL history. And during those 12 months, nobody felt the need to make a major production out of a traffic stop video until now. Until somebody looked at the calendar, looked at the upcoming draft, looked at the attention surrounding the Cleveland Browns quarterback position, and decided this was the moment to recycle old footage and call it content. That is the definition of a slow day in the office. Shedeur was not wrong. He was precise. And now we need to talk about the Cleveland Browns picture more broadly, because Shedeur, operating in this environment, navigating these kinds of external distractions, is happening against a backdrop that is anything but settled. The NFL draft is days away at this point. The Browns front office has been operating in that fascinating pre-draft quiet where nothing is confirmed, nothing is leaked with authority, and every analyst in the country is throwing darts at a board, hoping something lands. The word circulating, and again, nothing confirmed, nothing locked in, is that Cleveland may be looking to address the left tackle position. Some names have been floated. Cornell Tate has come up in conversations, but the reality is, until the picks are actually made, until the selections are on the board, everything is speculation layered on top of speculation. What is not speculation is what has been happening at the voluntary workouts. Because here is the thing about voluntary in the NFL. The word is technically accurate and functionally meaningless in terms of what it signals about a player's commitment. When you show up to the voluntary sessions, you are making a statement. You are telling the coaching staff, your teammates, and the organization that you are all in before you are required to be. And Shedeur Sanders has been showing up. He and the other quarterbacks have been in those sessions, putting in the work during a period when nobody can force them to be there. That is the story that deserves more attention than a year-old traffic stop. A young quarterback fresh off one of the most unconventional pre-draft processes any prospect has experienced in recent memory, showing up before he has to, doing the work before the spotlight demands it, building relationships and chemistry in a new environment, while he is simultaneously fielding headlines about body cam footage from 12 months ago. That takes a particular kind of focus. That takes a mental discipline that a lot of people in his position would struggle to maintain. And look, around Shedeur Sanders has been extraordinary since before the draft, since before the combine. The scrutiny has been relentless, and a significant portion of it has not been about his arm strength, his footwork, his ability to read a defense, or his performance under pressure. A significant portion of it has been this other stuff, the off-field stuff, the social media stuff, the family dynamic stuff, the attempts to find the angle, the crack, the flaw that brings the narrative crashing down. And time again, the story keeps coming back to the same conclusion. This is a young man who was raised right, who carries himself with awareness, and who refuses to be baited into becoming the villain in somebody else's storyline, the person who posted that body cam footage, and let us be honest about what they were trying to accomplish, was attempting to construct a narrative. The narrative goes something like this. Shedeur Sanders is reckless. Shedeur Sanders has a history of poor judgment. Shedeur Sanders is a liability, and therefore all of the concerns people have had about him are validated. That is the storyline they were trying to sell, and the footage betrayed them because the footage showed the opposite. It showed a young man being polite to law enforcement, being honest about what happened, and handling a difficult situation, being caught doing something he should not have been doing, with maturity and respect. That is actually a more impressive character reveal than most people are willing to acknowledge. When the cameras are on you and you have done something wrong, how you behave in that moment tells people everything they need to know about your character. And what the body cam footage told the world is that Shedeur Sanders, when caught in an embarrassing situation, does not fold, does not deflect blame, does not create a scene. He takes responsibility, he stays calm, and he gets through it. You want to see how somebody handles pressure? That is pressure, and he handled it. Now, let us also address the broader absurdity of what is happening here, because it cannot go without being said clearly and directly. The Cleveland Browns are preparing for one of the most important drafts in recent franchise history. There is a young quarterback who has gone through a draft process unlike any in recent memory, who is now showing up voluntarily to get better, to get connected, to build towards something. The city of Cleveland is watching. The fan base is watching. And in the middle of all of that, the most prominent piece of content floating around about this situation is a year-old body cam clip. This is the environment these athletes operate in. This is the landscape where a genuinely committed, genuinely talented, genuinely prepared young quarterback can be doing everything right, showing up to voluntary workouts, staying out of trouble, preparing for a new chapter, and still have somebody reaching into the past to find something, anything that might generate a click or a controversy. The bar for what qualifies as a news story in the age of social media has become so low that a respectful interaction with law enforcement from 12 months ago can be repackaged as breaking content. Shedeur saw it for what it was. He called it what it was. Slow day in the office. And the comments section, because this is how the internet works, immediately became its own ecosystem. Some people tried to be funny. Some people tried to turn his response into another attack. Somebody said he does not even have an office. The irony of that particular comment, directed at a starting quarterback in the National Football League, directed at a man who quite literally has a quarterback room waiting for him, appears to have been entirely lost on the person who typed it. But that is the reality of operating at this level of visibility. Every comment becomes ammunition for somebody. Every response gets dissected. Every moment of levity gets twisted. And yet Shedeur's response did exactly what a good response should do. It was brief. It was accurate. It shifted the frame from quarterback caught on camera to reporter with nothing to report. It took the power out of the post without manufacturing drama. It was surgical. And here is what this moment actually reveals about where things stand heading into this next chapter of Shedeur Sanders' career. He is not rattled. He is not looking over his shoulder. He is not carrying the weight of public opinion into the huddle. A person who is shaken by this kind of low-level noise does not respond with 3 words and a period. A person who is consumed by what people are saying about him does not show up to voluntary workouts while the internet is doing whatever it is doing. What Shedeur is demonstrating, almost in spite of the noise, is the exact quality that every organization wants in a franchise quarterback: the ability to compartmentalize, stay focused, and not waste emotional energy on things that do not move the needle. That is the real takeaway. Not that Shedeur Sanders was speeding a year ago, not that a reporter had a slow day and decided body cam footage was a content strategy. The real takeaway is that when they came for him with the weakest possible ammunition, he did not flinch. He smiled, typed 3 words, and went back to work. Meanwhile, in Cleveland, the clock is ticking toward the draft. Decisions are being made. Rosters are being shaped. Left tackles are being evaluated. Quarterbacks are competing. The real work is happening behind closed doors, away from the body cam footage and the comment sections and the slow days in the office. And Shedeur Sanders is in those rooms. He is in those sessions. He is doing what needs to be done to prepare for a season that matters a lot more than any traffic stop ever will. The people trying to manufacture controversy around this young man keep running into the same problem. He will not cooperate with the narrative. The footage does not cooperate with the narrative. His behavior does not cooperate with the narrative. And his response, calm, confident, unbothered, does not cooperate with the narrative. At some point, you would think the lesson be learned that digging through archives, looking for something damaging on a man whose character keeps revealing itself to be sound is not going to yield the results you are looking for. But they will keep trying, because that is the world Shedeur operates in. And every time they try, he is going to keep responding the same way, with composure, with precision, with a quiet confidence that no body cam footage, no recycled controversy, and no slow news day can shake. The draft is coming. Training camp is coming. The real evaluation is coming. And when it does, the conversation will finally shift to what it should have always been about. Can he play? Can he lead? Can he be the guy in Cleveland that this franchise has been searching for? Those are the questions that matter. Those are the questions with real answers attached to them. And based on everything we have seen, like on the field, off the field, in the comments section, and apparently in a traffic stop a year ago, Shedeur Sanders appears to be more than ready to answer them